Hey guys, what's going on? This is Josh, and we are working on part 23 of the Montana CDL Manual for 2016. We just left off at the air brake section. Dual air brakes. Yep, and that's my beautiful girlfriend Maggie. My pug Marvin is right there. You'll probably hear both of them at some point in this video. You might hear a train going by. What? What?
I said, don't show me or I will kill you.
She's literally been silently cross-stitching for like 5 minutes, and now she's like, I'm gonna talk now because you on the video, and yeah.
And I sound exactly like that, like super ghetto. I'm gonna talk now.
Now, I've been watching a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race, so like I tend to like talk the way that people that I'm watching like on whatever show, I tend to copycat, mimic people like that. So that's more than anything what it is. Okay, why are we making these videos? Because I was having a hard time reading through the manual.
At
What?
video 21, you probably know why.
It's true. You probably already know why I'm making this, but it was just really dry to try and read the manual. So Maggie thought that it would be good if I made videos and maybe it might help someone else and hopefully help me. So that's why we're doing it. Look in my pants in the description box to find a link to this PDF manual where you can download it online. There's also a link to a website where you can take practice tests. Really helpful. There's also a link to a video on YouTube by Wil-Trans instructor Ruby where she goes through the pre-trip check, and it's like an hour and 10 minutes. It's amazing. It's a really good video. You should watch it. And then there's also links to some of our amazing YouTube inspirations as far as trucking goes. Maggie found them. The first one's Allie Knight. The second one is Ellie, and the third one is the Crafty trucker, Heather and Jason. All four of these individuals, even though it's just 3 channels, they've given inspiration, guidance, and answers each in their own way. So I'm grateful to all of them, and I just want to pay that forward. So go check them out and show them some love, please. Also, you might find their channels to be interesting because reasons. Yes. Alright, so we're at section 5.4, well, section 5, air brakes, page 5-8, section 4.8, using air brakes. 5.4.1, normal stops. Push the brake pedal down, control the pressure so the vehicle comes to a smooth, safe stop. If you have a manual transmission, don't push the clutch in until the engine RPM is down close to idle. When stopped, select a starting gear. 5.4.2, braking with anti-lock brakes. When you brake hard on slippery surfaces in a vehicle without ABS, your wheels may lock up. When your steering wheels lock up, you lose steering control. When your other wheels lock up, you may skid, jackknife, or even spin the vehicle. ABS helps you avoid wheel lockup. The computer senses impending lockup, reduces the braking pressure to a safe level, and you maintain control. You may or may not be able to stop faster with ABS, but you should be able to steer around an obstacle while braking and avoid skids caused by overbraking. Having ABS on only the tractor, only the trailer, or even on only one axle still gives you more control over the vehicle during braking. Brake normally. When only the tractor has ABS, you should be able to maintain steering control, and there is less chance of jackknifing. But keep your eye on the trailer and let up on the brakes if you can safely do so if it begins to swing out. When only the trailer has ABS. I think previously I said when only the trailer, and I should have said when only the tractor has ABS. So this part is when only the trailer has ABS. The trailer is less likely to swing out. But if you lose steering control or start a tractor jackknife, let up on the brakes if you can safely do so until you gain control. When you drive a tractor-trailer combination with ABS, you should brake as you always have. In other words, use only the braking force necessary to stop safely and stay in control. Brake the same way, regardless of whether you have ABS on the tractor, the trailer, or both. As you slow down, monitor your tractor and trailer and back off the brakes if it is safe to do so to stay in control. There is only one exception to this procedure. If you always drive a straight truck or combination with working ABS on all axles, in an emergency stop, you can fully apply the brakes. Without ABS, you still have normal brake functions, drive and brake as you always have. Remember, if your ABS malfunctions, you still have regular brakes. Drive normally, but get the system serviced soon. 5.4.3 Emergency Stops. If somebody suddenly pulls out in front of you, your natural response is to hit the brakes. This is a good response if there's enough distance to stop and you use the brakes correctly. You should brake in a way that will keep your vehicle in a straight line and allow you to turn it if it becomes necessary. You can use the controlled braking method or the stab braking method.
I have a question. When someone pulls out in front of you suddenly, and you have that cruise control that senses the speed in front of you, what happens? Does it slow you down really fast so you could stop in time? Or, you know what I mean?
Well, I know from watching Allie's videos, Ellie hasn't talked about it as much, but from
Ellie
watching...
talks about it a lot. About having the cruise control that slows you down.
No, I know she talks about that, but like, I remember Allie talking about that Lazarus beeps at her, and he makes a lot of noise.
No, I know that, but
This isn't gonna tell me about specific trucks. This isn't gonna tell me that. I don't know. I would imagine, that it probably would slow you down.
But not in time, maybe. You still would have to use your brakes.
Well, the thing is, it's engaging your brakes for you in that instance. So, I don't know how that works with the air brakes. I'm imagining, hopefully my trainer will explain that to me.
Sorry, that was kind of...
No, it's not a bad question at all. It's just,
I think most of those trucks have the cruise control. That's why I was asking.
I don't like cruise control, personally.
But they say you should use it.
They say you should use it, but like, for me, the road has to be perfect condition to use it. You can't have any moisture, and if the road's cold and it's possibly frost or possibly any moisture at all, it's really unsafe to use cruise control. If there's, like, it has to be, like, completely dry and, like, good conditions to use cruise control. And if it's cold weather, cruise control can actually still be dangerous, from what I understand, unless I'm really mistaken. Now, obviously, I'm going to do it how my trainer tells me, because, like, she knows, or he knows, like, they will know what's best, so I will do it their way. But I'm very cautious about cruise control. Even in your Bug in California, I hardly ever used cruise control. Only in the beginning did I use it when I was just getting used to, like, managing the lanes and everybody driving so fast, and it was kind of crazy. Like, that's when I used cruise control. Once I was comfortable driving in California, like, I would rather control my own speed. And plus, for me, controlling my own speed gives me one more thing to be aware of in a car, and it keeps me, like, more alert.
That makes sense.
Personally. I don't know, I would imagine that system would slow you down and use your air brakes, because it sounds like the air brakes are the primary source of stopping.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Not a bad question. Does anybody remember what I read last? No? Me neither. Emergency stops, 5.4.3. Oh, we read that part. Controlled braking. With this method, you apply the brakes as hard as you can without locking the wheels. Keep the steering wheel movements very small while doing this. If you need to make a larger steering adjustment, or if the wheels lock, release the brakes, reapply the brakes as soon as you can. Stab braking. Apply your brakes all the way, release brakes when the wheels lock up. As soon as the wheels start rolling, apply the brakes fully again. It can take up to 1 second for the wheels to start rolling after you release the brakes. If you reapply the brakes before the wheels start rolling, the vehicle won't straighten out. 5.4.4 Stopping distance. Stopping distance was described in Section 2 under speed and stopping distance. With air brakes, there is an added delay, brake lag. This is the time required for the brakes to work after the brake pedal is pushed. With hydraulic brakes used on cars and light to medium trucks, the brakes work instantly. However, with air brakes, it takes a little time, 1/2 second or more, for the air to flow through the lines to the brakes. Thus, the total stopping distance for vehicles with air brake systems is made up of 4 different factors: perception distance, reaction distance, brake lag distance, braking distance, total equals total stopping distance. The air brake lag distance at 55 miles per hour on dry pavement adds about 32 feet. So at 55 miles per hour for an average driver under good traction and brake conditions, the total stopping distance is over 450 feet. And then there's figure 5.6 that they want me to show you. Okay, now we're on page 5-9. 5.4.5 Brake fading or failure. This stuff makes me nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Brakes are designed so brake shoes or pads rub against the brake drum or discs to slow the vehicle. Braking creates heat, but brakes are designed to take a lot of heat. However, brakes can fade or fail from excessive heat caused by using them too much and not relying on the engine braking effect. Excessive use of the system brakes results in overheating and leads to brake fade. Brake fade results from excessive heat causing chemical changes in the brake lining, which reduce friction and also cause expansion of the brake drums. As the overheated drums expand, the brake shoes and linings have to move further to contact the drums, and the force of this contact is reduced. Continued overuse may increase brake fade until the vehicle cannot be slowed down or stopped. Brake fade is also affected by adjustment. To safely control a vehicle, every brake must do its share of the work. Brakes out of adjustment will stop doing their share before those that are in adjustment. The other brakes can then overheat and fade, and there will not be enough braking available to control the vehicle or vehicles. Braking can get out of adjustment quickly, especially when they're hot. Brakes can get it out of adjustment quickly, especially when they're hot. Therefore, check brake adjustment often. 5.4.6 Proper braking technique. Remember, the use of brakes on a long and or steep downgrade is only a supplement to the braking effect of the engine. Once the vehicle is in the proper low gear, the following is the proper braking technique. Apply the brakes just hard enough to feel a definite slowdown. When your speed has been reduced to approximately 5 miles per hour below your safe speed, release the brakes. This application should last for about 3 seconds. When your speed is increased to your safe speed, repeat steps 1 and 2. For example, if your safe speed is 40 miles per hour, you would not apply the brakes until your speed reaches 40 miles per hour. You now apply the brakes hard enough to gradually reduce your speed to 35 miles per hour and then release the brakes. Repeat this as often as necessary until you have reached the end of the downgrade. 5.4.7 Low air pressure. If the low air pressure warning comes on, stop and safely park your vehicle as soon as possible. There might be an air leak in the system. Controlled braking is possible only while enough air remains in the air tanks. The spring brakes will come on when the air pressure drops into the range of 20 to 40 psi. A heavily loaded vehicle will take a long distance to stop because the spring brakes do not work on all axles. Lightly loaded vehicles or vehicles on slippery roads may skid out of control when the spring brakes come on. It is much safer to stop when there is enough air in the tanks to use the foot brakes. 5.4.8 Parking brakes. Anytime you park, use the parking brakes except as noted below. Pull the parking brake control knob out to apply the parking brakes. Push it in to release. The control will be a yellow diamond-shaped knob labeled parking brakes on newer vehicles. On older vehicles, it may be a round blue knob or some other shape, including a lever that swings from side to side or up and down. Don't use the parking brakes if the brakes are very hot from just having come down a steep grade, or if the brakes are very wet in freezing temperatures. If they are used while they are very hot, they can be damaged by the heat. If they are used in freezing temperatures when the brakes are very wet, they can freeze so the vehicle cannot move. Use wheel chocks on a level surface to hold the vehicle. Let hot brakes cool before using the parking brakes. If the brakes are wet, use the brakes lightly while driving in a low gear to heat and dry them. If your vehicle does not have automatic air tank drains, drain your air tanks at the end of each working day to remove moisture and oil. Otherwise, the brakes could fail. Well, geez. So there's only about 1 million ways that you could basically die. I'm getting that. Are you getting that? Because that's what I'm getting. Okay, good. We're on page 510, and it says, never leave your vehicle unattended without applying the parking brakes or chocking the wheels. Your vehicle might roll away and cause injury and damage. Good to know. Subsection 5.4, test your knowledge. Number 1, why should you be in the proper gear before starting down a hill? Because once you start down a hill, you can't downshift and you can't excessively use your brakes because then that could cause your brakes to fail. So if you're not in the proper gear, you can't use your engine brakes because your engine brakes need to be in lower gears, higher RPMs for the engine brakes to actually work effectively as they were designed to. Question number 2. What factors can cause brakes to fade or fail? Overuse, an air tank leak, moisture in the line or in the tank. I can't think of any other things, but I'll go back and look. Excessive use of the service brakes results, blah blah blah. So overuse. Oh, adjustment. It could be out. They could be out of adjustment, which could be part of the problem. Question number 3. The use of brakes on a long, steep downgrade is only a supplement to the braking effect of the engine. True or false? That is true. Number 4. If you are away from your vehicle only a short time, you do not need to use the parking brake. True or false? That is false. Number 5. How often should you drain air tanks? At the end of your day. Question number 6. How should you brake when you drive a tractor-trailer combination with ABS? Normally. Like, the only time ABS is going to impact your driving is if your wheels are about to lock up, then ABS is going to slow. ABS will keep your wheels from locking up so that you can continue to steer around an issue if you can't get stopped in time. So, normally, basically. Number 7, you still have normal brake functions if your ABS is not working. That's true. Okay, I'm going to end the video here because we're going into an entirely new section, and this section is going to have a lot of information before we actually get to, yeah, we're going to start a new video. Okay, this has been part 23 of the Montana CDL Manual. We didn't have any questions. Make sure you hit the description box for all the links that I mentioned before, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.